Hey guys, it's Panda here again, and today I'm going to go over something that's a little special. So this here is actually a parts caster that I made. It is made of maple. I'm going to go over a few things in a minute. So it was a plain maple body that I dyed blue myself. And what I did is it was already cut out to where I could put the 3 humbuckers into it. And that's really what I was wanting. Now you might notice that this scratch plate is a little dull looking. That's because I took the top layer off of it. That way it'll be dull. I didn't want the laminate on it at all. And the body, I actually coated it with a nitro finish. So it is 3-piece. It is from a soft red maple, like what they use with the barrels. So there's that. It is cut out for a tremolo system down here, but I don't do well with tremolos. Not with the Stratocaster Fender style tremolos, let me put it that way. So I put a hardtail bridge down here, and it's still got the little extra spot in between there, but it's alright. Now, going from top to bottom, this is the EMG 60AX, the EMG 81X, and then we got the 85X down here at the bottom. I know the neck is a square neck. Is, I want to say it was from the which one was it? The Sonic, I believe, because it had the neck profile I wanted. I wanted the slimmer neck, so that's the way I went. I got hip shot locking tuners in here, so that's a big plus. They do very, very well. I changed out the nut and I put in a Graphtec tusk nut. That was a pain slot, by the way, and fell down and all. So it had 3 knobs, 3 knob holes. So only 2 of them actually worked in this guitar. I have volume up here for all 3. Down here is the tone for all 3. And this is just a false knob right here that does nothing. We do have a 5-way switch with it. So up at the top is just your neck pickup, and then if you want the Kirk Hammett sound, you got it right here on your second, picking up both these humbuckers. And if you go down to the middle, of course you got just that. And if you go down one more, you get the Zach Wild sound. And that's kind of awesome with this guitar. Or you can just run the 81, the 85X down here at the bottom, or the 81 in the middle. It is a very unique guitar. You got 5 different voicings to choose from. So let's move to the back of it. You will see it's got an actual Fender plate right there. Right here is just your standard back plate for a Strat that I had to customize a little bit. We got our battery box here, which I have to use a screwdriver to pop it open. No, it did just fine that time. But I did it this way for quick connects for the batteries, where I should be able to change it kind of quickly. And all I gotta do is just drop it in, close it, and we're good. I had to make an adapter plate for the battery box. That way it would actually fit on the guitar without changing anything up too much. And that's actually made out of hard plastic. I thought it was a softer material whenever I got it. I was like, okay, plastic. It's cheap, let me get it. It's cheap, it's kind of thick. It'll do what I need to do. No, it took some power tools. And it took some hand sanding just to get it to where it's at. Now, what I did as far as the regular MG connector for your battery, I wound up cutting that, and I used butt connectors for extending the wire a little bit to where we have a little extra here if we ever have to take the back plate off. So there's that too. I use butt connectors because a lot of times over time solder, it can get really brittle and it can break. So to avoid that, I use the butt connectors instead. They do just as good most of the time. In this case, it does a little bit better for what I'm using it for. But enough about that. I'm pretty sure you guys just want to hear this thing and see how it sounds. And yes, this is a very cheap Strat. Well, not Strat, but strap. Got my words mixed up for a second. This is actually a Roto Sound strap that I got. I got that in a 3-pack deal for like $26 or something like that. $26, $30 something. It was cheap. I got the amp set up for a dual rectifier sound, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each pickup first, and then I'll do the double pickups. That way you can kind of get a hint of what they sound like. Alright, we're going to start at the neck, then middle, then bridge. This is the neck. Alright, let's go to the middle. Alright, now the bridge. I know it's kind of hard to tell the difference like that, but let's go ahead and get to our double settings. Yep, this is going to be your Kirk Hammett type sound. I'm going to change it up a little bit. Let's do this. Alright, let's go down to our Zakk Wylde type setting. I kind of vibe the most with this setting. It's just, that's pretty much all this guitar is just a fucking vibe. If you just want to sit there and rock out to whatever the hell, this is the guitar I'd normally do it with. The only issue I kind of have with it is if I'm playing on like Rocksmith that doesn't want to pick up as much whenever I'm using this guitar for some reason. I don't know if it's something to do with the game, something to do with the guitar as far as the tracking in the game, but through just the regular amp, it's fine. It's a beast of a guitar and it costs a hell of a lot of money to make. So overall, this is actually the second neck I put on this guitar, and that's because the first one I had a problem with the intonation. That's the one that you see on the 12-string Telecaster I converted to a 6-string. That's just a temporary thing, hopefully. But that's where that neck came from. It was originally for this guitar here, but it just did not work anywhere near the way I wanted it to. So I changed it out, and I found this neck here for it on eBay. And if you notice, I actually got the action pretty low on this thing. It's respectable. I got it low enough to where I can still do the bends. Let me plug this back up. But I got it low enough to where I can still do some bends, or if I want to sit here and kind of have a little extra fun, or go fast, whatever I want to do, I can do it. It's capable of doing basically everything I want it to do, except for video games. That's the only downside to this guitar. It does not do video games good. But then again, I didn't build it for gaming, I built it for playing. This is more of, if my back is killing me really, really bad, I'll grab this guitar to play. I'm not sure exactly how much it weighs. If I had to guess, it's probably closer to like 6 pounds. 5-6 pounds. I can pick it up by one horn with no problem, and it's pretty well balanced. So yeah, it's just a beast of a guitar, and altogether this guitar cost me, with the wood and everything else, I want to say it was closer to like $1,200. That's because EMGs are expensive. So yeah, there's that. There's that little caveat to it. EMGs are a little expensive because you are getting an active pickup when you get these pickups. So yeah, that and it's EMG. You can't really complain too much. It does one thing very, very well, and that's why you get it. Even though I will say I do kind of prefer the Fishman Fluence over EMGs, but there's times where I'll just grab this over my Les Paul, which I haven't done a video on yet. I've done one on my very first guitar, which was the Les Paul Junior, but not my Epiphone Les Paul. I guess I'll have to do that one. I'll save that one for next week. And then we should be caught up on all my guitars that are worth mentioning. I have one that is not worth mentioning, and I'm debating on what to do with that. I don't know if I'm going to fix it or if I'm just going to put it in the scrap pile after I rob all the parts off of it. We'll find out later. But yeah, that's been my parts caster, guys. So until next time, I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I'll see you then. Bye, everybody.